lights, camera, and action. Welcome to the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. Remember those childhood movies you loved? We're going to watch them again and find out if they're still as amazing as you remember. Let's get ready to join Anna and Jimmy as they go back and watch those movies you remember being oh so awesomely good. Horror movies that scared. Comedy movies that dared.
Damn!
And action movies so preposterously ludicrous that they defied the laws of common sense. Now, here's your hosts, Anna Santos and Jimmy Coates.
All right, welcome to the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. We are on our third versus. First was Child Play versus Child's Play remake, Nightmare on Elm Street versus Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and now the Texas Chainsaw Massacre versus the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Let's talk about the 2003.
The one scene from the 2003 movie that is burned in my brain.
I think I knew that scene. I think I remember
Yeah.
us talking about it.
They
Yeah.
pick up the girl on the side of the road in their little, I think it was a minivan. It felt like a minivan. And she pulls a gun out of her nether regions. And that moment is seared on my brain.
Is that this one or the next one?
No, it's this one because
It is this one? Okay.
Jessica Biel is
okay.
in the 2003. And I remember her being in the scene and being horrified that this girl who's terrified pulls a gun out of her hoo-ha.
Yeah.
Because
Coochie
she ain't
gun.
got no pockets.
No, it's a coochie gun.
It's a coochie. Oh my god, it's a pussy
And
pistol.
after this movie, she probably would. Yeah, when you see the guy with the chainsaw, she probably wish she hit a bigger gun.
Right?
Yeah.
It was already a pretty big gun. Like, when she pulled it out, I was like, "How? What?" And I was traumatized. Traumatized. So this was but I feel like the 2003 didn't, other than that one scene, didn't disturb me as much as the 1974. I feel like that's how I remember it. But mind you, also Jessica Biel.
Yeah. I had
She's
a
not my
crush on
favorite
Jessica
actress.
Biel.
Who didn't?
Yeah.
Who didn't?
She's an actress?
She does act on occasion. She does more than just Maxim magazines.
She's so pretty. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She would have been in
Maxim.
tons Stuff
Well,
magazine, Maxim
that was
magazine.
why
Yeah.
she got in trouble because she was on Seventh Heaven,
That's right.
the super Christian show, and then she did, I think it was Maxim. She did like a cover of Maxim. She wasn't even showing that much. Like, it was super tame,
No.
but obviously the Jesus producers like had a moment and they were like, I think they ended up like almost suspending her for a little bit and then trying to rehabilitate her.
Was she on that show? Was this movie on during Seventh Heaven? Or
No,
was
I
it
don't think
after?
so. I think it was
Okay.
after.
Yeah,
I
because
think this was her "I'm a grown-ass woman" vibe when she was trying to establish that she's not just, like, a super Christian.
well, this seemed to be like the stepping
Oh, no, it was
stone.
still on.
Oh,
Apparently, Seventh Heaven ran until 2007.
wow. They
She
probably
wasn't
were not
on it for the
happy.
last few seasons, though.
Oh, okay.
Like, she wasn't on it for the last few why do I remember this? Why did I watch Seventh Heaven?
Mm.
Um, I know, it's a character flaw. I watch a lot of really bad TV, apparently, with a bunch of very questionable people in the shows. But anyways,
Oh,
but yeah,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah,
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 the dad was like
yeah.
a pedophile.
Worse when
Traumatizing.
they're all preachy and then they get caught.
Oh, yeah,
Like, nice.
100%. It's fantastic, though, because that's usually how it runs. But yeah, so my whole thing is, like, she was trying to break away. Jessica Biel is not the greatest actress. She's gotten better over the years, but at this point, she was terrible.
Don't listen to Jessica. I think you're great.
But Eric Balfour is in it, and I love him.
I remember really liking this movie.
I remember liking it-ish. It's hard to get past the trauma of the cooch gun. Like, it's like
Yeah,
that.
I don't even remember I'm gonna be looking for the coochie gun now.
Well, that's because you don't have a coochie.
Yeah.
Because I was relating the fairly large gun that she pulls out. Because this wasn't a 22 she was pulling out from her cooch. Okay, this looked like a 45. I was like, "How is that up there? How are you walking with it up there? Like, your pelvic floor is not that strong." I had a whole moment, but I remember the movie overall being not bad. I don't I don't remember thinking it was great, but I
Mhm.
don't remember hating it either.
Okay, yeah. See, I remember thinking it was great, and I remember a lot of do remember a lot of people, like, and it's always the same, like, "It's not as good as the original, why do you have to make it?" And, like, again, Texas Chainsaw, that's not our era of horror. Our era
Mm-mm.
of horror is, like, late '80s, early '90s, mid '90s. It's a hard argument.
I hate it when people, especially when they're looking at remakes or reboots, and I hate it when they compare it to the original. Now,
Yeah,
you can say either they took the inspiration from the original and either made it better, or they didn't convey the message enough or the story enough, like they weren't clear. You can say that stuff. But when you're like, it's not as good as the original, well, no shit, Sherlock.
yeah.
But that's because each movie has its own goal to achieve. Stop thinking they all have the same goal.
Yeah, and you have that mindset too where, like, I remember hearing Quentin Tarantino saying that the '80s is probably the worst decade of movies, but he was in his 20s in the '80s,
Mm.
where we were kids, and for being kids, the '80s were fantastic. But yeah, everyone's different. I remember liking it.
I remember not hating it. Like I remember thinking it was okay, it was good.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. I was way more traumatized by this one than the 1974 one. I'll put that out there.
Alright, let's take a look at the box office. Now, it had a budget of a lot lower than I thought, $9.5 million.
That is a lot lower.
Yeah, considering we were looking at Friday 13th reboot, which had 20 something, I think, and
Mhm.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 had like 35. It came out October 17th, 2003, opening weekend of almost $29.1 million. Domestically, it made 80.5. Internationally, it made over 26. So
Amazing.
worldwide, $107 million, and it opened in 3,016 theaters, and it was number one when it opened. And so it made a lot of money too.
Well, they picked the perfect time to release it, a couple weeks
Oh,
before
yeah.
Halloween, and this is when there was a resurgence of horror movies, which had a lot like, it expanded the audience for horror movies a lot at this point.
This is when also, like, House on Haunted Hill and Ghost Ship and all them were coming out, and,
Yeah,
yeah, so horror was
it
late
was
night.
having a renaissance.
Alright, so let's go to the tail of the tape. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 version was released in 2003. It's just a straight out horror. It's R and comes in a little beefier 1 hour and 35 minutes.
Ooh,
Taglines: inspired by a true story.
that's not a real tagline.
No. What you know about fear doesn't even come close.
No.
You want scary? This is scary.
Never tell an audience that.
That's it.
Those are terrible taglines.
Sy-
Terrible.
Synopsis. In this remake of the horror classic, a group of young travelers included Aaron, Jessica Beal, Andy, Mike Vogel, and Morgan, Jonathan Tucker, comes across an isolated rural home while driving through Texas. This is the road trip one, I think.
Yes.
Unfortunately for them, the decrepit house is the residence of a family of deranged backwoods killers, most notably a hulking masked brute known as Leatherface, Andrew Brunarski.
Mhm.
Brunarski? Yeah.
Sure.
Who begins to hunt the stranded youths down? Will any of the friends survive the nightmarish ordeal?
Well, yeah, somebody has to.
Yeah. And here is the poster for 2003. I
I like
like
this.
this. Yeah.
I like
It's
it.
creepier than I like it a lot
Oh,
better
yeah.
than the 74 one. I
Yeah.
kind of like the DVD of this one better. For those listening, it's kind of just Leatherface is quarter of his face is showing,
Mhm.
and then underneath is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It is creepy looking.
Yes.
You don't even see a chainsaw.
Does that make you upset that there's no
A
chainsaw?
little bit.
I understand.
It's
I
called the
understand.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not close up of a freak.
Oh, you got problems. God bless.
Yeah. All right. Now we're moving on to Rotten Tomatoes for the 2003 version. 159 critics, so much reading, give it 37%. Not great, not the worst
No,
we've seen.
true.
250,000 audience give it 58%. Now that's actually for a horror movie, that's
Mm,
kind of on the higher end.
it is. It is on the higher end for a horror
Yeah.
movie.
These horror movies with like 95 and 89. Critic consensus, an unnecessary remake that's more gory and less scary than the original. We'll go with the fresh first, and you may start.
Amazing. This stylish remake is as unfairly maligned as the original, especially when it comes to complaints of gore and torture. This take on Leatherface is filled with dread, and several sequences are horrific, particularly Vogel's updated meat hook scene. Joe Lipsett, Horror Queers podcast.
Now I'm kind of remembering that being kind of like, oh gee, oh, that's
Yeah.
horrible. Rarely do remakes ever need to be done, and rarely are they ever any good. This one is better. Michael Szymanski,
Mm,
zaptoit.com, original score 4 out of 4.
dang. It's a gory, stylish, and occasionally scary push button factory of shocks and shrieks, remarkably better than anyone had the right to expect. Jamie Russell, BBC.com, original score 3 out of 5.
A bold, boisterous, bloody good time, and any old school horror freak able to get over the how dare they attitude should absolutely find a lot to enjoy here. Scott Weinberg, efilmcritic.com, original score 4.5 out of 5. We use a lot of Scott Weinberg.
We really do.
Yeah.
A bloody good time of a B movie. Richard Roper, Ebert and Roper.
And he took over, Richard Roper took over for Siskel,
Mm-hmm.
correct? Yeah. I liked him too.
Mm-hmm.
Or I like him. I'm pretty sure he's still around.
Yeah.
The Rotten. So utterly unimaginative, it doesn't even count as homage. It's just a smudgy copy of a still chilling original. Maitland McDonald, TV Guide, original score 2.5 out of 4.
For dedicated admirers of the original, this version is just another rehash of the classic. But for newcomers or those who are looking for a good old fashioned scare, then there is plenty of meat on this table. Del Minho, movie mom scores C. Meat on this
That,
table. Nice.
yeah, and that's actually not bad
Yeah, no.
for a bad review. I mean, does convey the sense of being caught in a nightmare, a stupid person's nightmare. Bob Campbell, New York Star Ledger. See, that's a horrible. That's a rotten review. Movie Mom was much nicer.
So much nicer. This is easily the most gruesome, most pointless episode of Scooby Doo ever. Wesley Morris, Boston Globe original score 2 out of 4. Yes, Wesley.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. A contemptible film, vile, ugly, and brutal. Roger Ebert, Chicago Sun-Times, original score 0 to 4. He didn't like the
Harsh.
original, and he didn't like the remake.
But he liked the original more than he liked the sequel.
Yes, yeah, he did. Now, 2003, Texas Chainsaw Massacre has 149,000 user ratings and is a 6.2 out of 10, which again
Oh,
is pretty high for a horror movie.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. One of very few remakes I think is better than the original. 10 out of 10, unique particle.
Now, this is a remake. 9 out of 10. Math just chap.
Yeah, huh? I had mediocre expectations. Glad to be wrong. 8 out of 10. Helen CMM.
Grim and grimy remake ticks all the right boxes. 7 out of 10. Leof Wine Draka.
Mm? Oh my god, I am way too stoned for this. 6 out of 10. Last liberal 853-253-708.
Okay remake, but it's nowhere near as good as the original. 510 Lone Wolf and Cub.
Help! There's a maniac after me and I'm not wearing a sports bra. 4 out of 10. In black.
I'm guessing they're referring to Jessica Beal.
Most women in movies of this genre weren't really wearing bras, so I get it.
Yeah. It takes place in the 70s, people. Give them a break. They didn't have bras back in the 70s in the olden days.
The olden days.
Bigger, gorier, louder, faster, and worse. 3 out of 10. Anonymous Maxine.
What scares me most are the positive reviews. 2 out of 10. Draith.
I'll start with the first one. I want my 950 back. Green Turtle, 1010.
It's a massacre, all right. Jackson.
I don't think they meant that as a good thing.
No.
I want 98 minutes and $6 back. Jay Gangsta, widely different prices in theaters back in 2003.
Apparently. Utterly no redeemable value. I want my 100 minutes back. Punish the director now. M. Cartha.
Oh, this one, yes. And the last one, 1 out of 10. Anyone who has seen any version of this film knows this is the most shitty nonsense of all horror films and films of any kind. All the B movies and all the seasons of Seventh Heaven are way better. Nikki.
Oh my god. Also, you said this movie takes place in the does it take place in the 70s?
I don't know.
I don't remember it taking place in the 70s, but their outfits kind of suggest it.
Yeah, I think it does take. I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
Well, we're about to.
We're going to find out. So it's an exciting time for one and all.
All right. Well, let's take a look. Again, doesn't matter if it's Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday 13th. The original always has better reviews, has people bitching about the new ones.
Mhm.
I think so far, because we both like Friday 13th remake better.
Yes.
And we both like the Child's Play remake better.
Yes.
And we both like 2010 of Nightmare on Elm Street.
We both liked it. But you preferred
I preferred
the
because of
OG,
the
and I
nostalgia,
preferred 2010.
Yeah. We seem to like all the all the new ones. All
We
right. Well,
do.
just because, it's like that one said, just because it's old and you're old, fuck off. Don't have
But
to watch. Don't force me to watch it.
we may find the remakes or the reboots more watchable,
Yeah.
like on repeat. However, we do appreciate the originals, except
Yes,
for
we
me
did
with
it.
Child's Play.
Yeah,
I
except for
had
you and
issues with
Child's
that
Play.
one.
But
I
you
hated
was more of an actor than
it. It was more of an actor, but also the movie itself
child
was just
actor.
not the guy. I have such a problem with that, like one bad actor, and I'm like, fuck this movie.
But
Sorry.
none of these movies were of our era. None of them.
No.
No. We either weren't born or very, very young.
Correct.
So, whatever. All right, let's watch 2003. I think it takes place in the 70s.
Tell me how much you love me. How much? That much? This much. That much.
Hey, are you okay?
They're all dead. They're dead, man. We're gonna have to call the cops, I guess. Excuse me.
What the hell was that?
What?
I just saw something.
All right, that's it. If somebody's out there, just come on out.
What is that? The hitchhiker. What were they all doing here?
What the hell are you doing in my house? You're all gonna die.
That was a better trailer. The 74.
What's that?
That was a better trailer.
In the 1974 one?
Yeah. That one
Yeah.
was creepier. That was a creepier trailer.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
the 74 is very raw,
Yeah.
and it does have that documentary style. This one looks more like a horror movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
This one looks good too. I like all the
Also,
actors. I forgot about what's his name? Arlie Remy?
maybe.
The sergeant guy. The
Oh,
guy who
yeah.
plays the
Yeah,
police
yeah, yeah.
officer who actually is the leader of the family. I love him. I loved him in Frighteners. I loved him in Full Metal Jacket. Anything he was in, I loved him.
Yeah, no. He's great. I mean, most of the actors I recognize just because
Yeah. All the kids.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can confirm it does take place in the 70s.
Yeah.
However, they're all wearing 2000s versions of clothing from the 70s,
Yeah.
which God bless. I mean, I get it, but still.
Well, the guy who directed it he does music videos.
He does music videos.
I think every remake, Friday 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Nightmare on Elm Street were all done by the directors. Their main gigs before these movies were music videos.
Which I mean makes sense.
Yeah, if you want like that stylish look. And
Hmm.
so what's your predictions for 2003?
I think I'm gonna like it. I think I'm not gonna love it. I don't know. It could go either way. Uh,
Yeah.
I want to say I'm gonna like it. I remember. Do I remember liking? Yeah, I remember liking it, but not thinking it was that great. So I think I'm still gonna feel that way.
I remember liking it. It looks good. This looks more like a horror movie where the other one looks more like a documentary.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I can like both of them. We'll have to see which one we like better.
Yeah,
Like I can't predict that.
I
But
know.
yeah, I think I'm gonna like both of them.
Yeah, I think I like both of them. I can't wait to see which one I'm gonna like more.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of curious because they both
Yeah,
look good on different levels, complete different
yeah.
levels. Yeah.
For different reasons, they both look good. So I'm like, I wonder which one is gonna speak to me more now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go get the kids and tell them that we're gonna watch movies. We'll
And you're
sleep in
gonna
their
stay
own
up
beds
half the
for
night
yeah.
while they have
We
nightmares,
sleep in your room. I'll be on the couch.
guys.
All right. Well, we are going to go watch 2 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. And when we come back, we're going to review them and see what we think of them and then
Hmm.
see which one is better.
You heard them. Movie time. Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves a treat, and then watch a classic kick-ass movie from whenever the one we're about to watch was made.
Which brings us to dun, dun, dun. Did you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003?
Oh boy, did I ever.
And your initial thoughts.
I didn't like. Well,
You didn't
okay.
like it?
I liked it and I didn't like it. Like, this is one of those movies that you shit on. There was a lot of eye rolling, still entertaining to watch. A
Yeah.
lot of it called back to the original a lot.
Yes.
Like, it
While
was super
being
close to
way
being
different.
yeah, very different, but very like a lot of callbacks to the original.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot.
Um, but it was one of those things where I was just like,
There was a lot going on in this movie.
there was a lot going on in this movie, and there was a lot wrong with this movie. There was some right with this movie. It was fun to watch, but I kind of wanted to punch a lot of people in it. So that's my initial thoughts.
Well, the director of this movie did not want to do it at the beginning. He said trying to redo Texas is blasphemy.
Mm,
The cinematographer from the original 1974 movie actually worked with this director on a ton of music videos and convinced him to do it because he wanted to start his career with Texas Chainsaw Massacre and end his career with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So
mm,
they decided to do a movie that paid homage but tried to be vastly different.
yeah.
And he also is the director who did Friday the 13th, 2009. Same director.
Oh, Well,
Same
I'd like to go on
director.
the record as saying I'm not mad at the directing.
No, no, no.
Although
Yeah.
there were a couple choices where I was like, "Excuse me?" The sheets and the hanging cows. I was like,
Yeah.
"Sir,
Yeah.
this is not cute." But I mean, who the fuck am I?
Yeah. Well, my initial thoughts is, oh my God, could Jessica Biel be any hotter? That is my whole takeaway from this movie. It's just stupid for anyone to be that hot. I did like it. I had fun watching it. It wasn't as gory as I remember. It was
Mm,
gorier than the first one, I'll tell you that.
correct.
It had a lot more
Yeah.
going on the story compared to the
Mhm.
original, for better or worse. But 2003 made way well for a lot more Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies because 4 more came out after
Yep.
this one. I hope they keep coming out. I hope they get better.
You have a
But
lot of hopes there.
I think I thought it was gorier, but I think after this movie, it was like that. Then the Saw movies came out, and more Final Destination, the Hostel movies. So movies got gorier.
Mhm.
So I think that's why I was surprised at how not gory it was as I remembered it being.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, there is gore in this movie. Like, it's
there
not
is.
Willy Wonka and the Chainsaw Factory. It still has jump scares, gore, it's uncomfortable situations, wince-inducing. It's just not like I remember.
Mhm.
So, in the beginning of the film, there is archive footage of police search through the Hewitt house. The two officers survey the house and descend into the basement, noting the fingernail scratch marks. Just seeing the fingernail scratch marks made me wince. I'm like, oh,
Anything
yeah, that's gross.
anything having to do with
Oh, with the
nails
scratch.
and scratching, because there's Land of the Dead. There's this
Oh,
one
yeah.
particular scene where the zombies are scratching at their, like, an armored car
Oh, that's right.
trunk
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and the nails are scratching down, and then they're peeling back.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
That
Awesome
is
movie.
literally the grossest scene of the movie for me, because nails
Stir of Echoes with
on
Kevin
it
Bacon, where the girl is
oh,
abducted and she scratches, but she digs in so hard her nails come off, or a couple of them come
oh,
off. Yeah. It's one of those things.
oh
It's
god,
like,
it's so gross. I can't. So, yeah, whenever I see scratches, immediately my mind, pictures hands doing that, and
yeah.
yeah.
And we see it later. Human blood and hair embedded into the walls. And to add, John Larroquette returned to do the voiceover. He was more than happy to do it. I think he
Mhm.
got paid this time.
Not
Uh,
2 joints?
not, yeah, I think he got money this time.
God damn it.
The story then shifts to August 1973 when 5 young adults, Aaron, Kemper, Morgan, Andy, and Pepper, are on their
Mhm.
way to a Leonard Skinner concert after coming back from Mexico. For a quick second, I thought Morgan was like the Franklin character and in a wheelchair.
Uh,
He's annoying. He's not Franklin annoying,
no.
but he is annoying.
I don't know if anybody can be Franklin annoying, just to be
No.
perfectly clear.
As they drive through Texas, they see a distraught hitchhiker who eventually gets in their van. Yes, Anna was right. There was a pussy pistol.
Yes, there was.
I was getting the prequel mixed up because they pick up a biker chick that has a gun, so I couldn't remember what you were. I couldn't remember what you're talking about, and then I'm like, there it is. Like, and so she was literally trying to get away from that family and jammed a fairly big gun up her vajayjay.
Right?
Yeah, and obviously that's why she was walking and not running. She would have blown her pussy right off if she tried to run.
Well, it's funny because when the scene came up, I was like, "Oh, oh, oh, we've got them, okay." I was like, "Okay, let me see if she's walking funny." She was walking a little bit funny, but I
A little
mean,
bit
maybe
funny.
it was just the trauma of it all.
But there was blood all,
Like, all down her
and
thighs and
I was putting that together now because I don't know why I
yeah,
didn't put this together back then. Her jamming the gun up there, among probably other things, but
yeah,
that made more sense. And I'm like,
like, there's yeah,
oh,
because 'cause I'm like, "Oh."
you could have just walked with it in your hands,
Well, she had
but
to hide it
she was
somewhere
trying to
just in
hide
case.
it. Yeah,
It was just like, that's a lot.
it was
Um,
disturbing.
Although there was one thing about when she pulled out the gun that I didn't notice before, but it was already cocked
Yeah,
and ready to
that's
shoot.
why I said she couldn't run.
Yeah,
Was ready
but
to shoot.
It was ready to shoot. And I was like, girl,
She might have tripped and shot herself.
like, gun safety, my friend. You don't
Yeah.
cock a gun and then shove it up your vagina.
No, it only takes a half a second to cock it.
But yeah, no, see, when that scene came up, I was like, oh shit, here it is. And I remember it being more labored than it was. Like she just slid
Yeah.
that thing out. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, there's a gun there. I was like, that went a lot quicker than I remember. So not as traumatizing. Mind you, I did watch this movie directly after watching the 1974 version. So that may have
Desensitized a bit.
desensitized me a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After trying to speak to the hitchhiker who speaks incoherently about a bad man, she shoots and kills herself with a 35-7 Magnum. Oh, there you go, 35-7 Magnum. She wanted to go home. There is a bad man. Don't go that way. Although she was walking in the same direction they were driving, so I put that up to as she came out of the woods and had no idea where she
Yeah.
was. Noticed the meat factory and was like, I don't want to go back there. The group tries to contact the police, then go to a store where a woman tells them the sheriff is at the mill. Shame on this Scooby Doo bunch. That store was one giant red flag. Ugh. I'd be like, yeah, we'll meet him over there. See you later, hillbillies. I'm out and gone fucking somewhere else. Chuck the
Well,
drugs.
the
Take my
yeah,
chance with the city
I was like,
police.
hide the drugs on the side of the road somewhere because it's in a fucking pinata. Like,
Oh,
bury
yeah.
that shit for like a hot second.
Yeah. Which for them, everyone listening, they were coming from Mexico, and Morgan, the Franklin light, gave it away that they smuggled back 2 pounds of marijuana.
2 pounds.
And then Aaron asked Kemper, was that the reason? And he's like, what? No. And Erin, being the
Oh, it's
big-hearted,
because I love
beautiful woman
you.
she is, believed him. Kemper did not deserve her drug smuggling son of a bitch.
Oh my god. That's fantastic. Yeah, no, that store was a big giant red flag. Also a red
Oh, that
flag.
meat. Ugh.
Oh, the whole pig's head covered in flies. I was like, that's
Ugh.
disgusting. And they're
Morgan's
all
like,
just like
anyone want
hanging
some
out.
beef jerky?
This is terrible. No, I think he said anybody want some pig?
Yeah, that's
And I
right.
was like,
Yeah.
dude, we already know this is gross. And they're all kind of freaking out, but not freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, it, here's your point for 1974. It's happening in the 2003. Inconsistent acting. Inconsistent.
Yeah, which is a shame because they're good actors. Like the guy who
Yeah.
plays Morgan is a fantastic actor.
Yeah. No, he's incredible.
Yeah.
I like the way Eric Balfour performs.
Yeah.
They're
Actually,
really
all of them.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jessica Biel is not a good actor. She's gotten better.
Shouldn't have to be.
I know because they put her in a white tank top, tied that shit up, and then made sure she was wet for the last like 15 minutes of the movie.
God bless them.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, through this entire thing, it was like they're freaking out, they're not freaking out. They're calm, they're not calm.
And I
Kemper's trying to like take control of the situation, but being such a the whole thing, I was just like, I don't know who these people are.
and you're right. I don't think it's the actor's fault. I think that was either an editing problem or a directing problem.
Yeah. It just
And they
felt
might
very,
have
very inconsistent. But at least I care a little bit more about these people.
yes, yes.
Like there's a little bit more development. We have more conversation in the car that actually gives me information about who they are. So
Yeah,
I'm
we
like,
know
oh,
that they
okay.
live together and they're boyfriend and girlfriend. We
Yes.
know that Andy
He's
just
angling
picked
for a
up
ring.
Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So
picked
I
up
mean there's
Pepper.
there's more information there. And I'm like, I feel like I know these people slightly better.
Yes.
So I care a little bit.
So they head over to the mill. Instead of the sheriff, they find a little boy named Jedediah. Red flag number 2 or 30, depending on how close you look at everything. But that kid just screamed something wasn't right.
Fuck yeah.
Jedediah tells them the sheriff is drinking at home. Aaron and Kemper go through the woods to find his house, leaving the other 3 at the mill with the boy. They come to a plantation house where Aaron is allowed inside by the owner, an amputee named Monty. Another red flag. The
Mhm.
house and Monty.
Yep.
To phone for help. When Aaron finishes, the old man asks for help. Kemper goes inside to look for Aaron and is killed with an axe to the back by Thomas Hewitt, aka Leatherface. Now, this was a good kill, good introduction to
Great
Leatherface.
kill.
Did not compare to the
No,
1974 one.
it gave me a jump scare.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, the way the action was timed gave me a jump scare.
Yeah.
Was it as good as the first kill? No. In 1974? No.
No, wasn't as creepy either. And don't get
No.
me wrong, it's still creepy. It's still a horror movie. It still does its job.
Here's the thing
Um,
that I noticed about this movie. It has to do with the lighting. Everything had kind of a sepia tone to it.
yes.
So it feels a little gritty or a little darker through most of it, but
Which
almost
looks great, but you could tell is on
newspaper. Yeah.
purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, you can, well, even when they were doing the first, like the news or the cops footage in the
Yes.
beginning of the movie, they put a grain effect on it.
Yeah.
And you could tell.
Yeah.
And I
I
was like, "Well,"
enjoyed it, but yes, you could definitely
it was
tell.
it was not the best effect that they could have used. So I
No.
was like, "Guys, come on." But there, that kind of, it almost took a, I know they made that lighting choice to create a mood, but it almost took away from the reality of it. Like, it kind of glossed it. And I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, if you're gonna give me these weird kills with Leatherface, I don't need the gloss. Like, this is supposed to be raw and dirty. Also, these people, except for Jessica Biel, have been sweating through the entire movie.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
every character is sweaty and looks kind of greasy,
Yeah. Except
except
for
for
Jessica
Jessica
Biel.
Biel.
She looked great.
She really did, and she did not sweat
No.
a good goddamn drop.
No.
Not one.
That's
And I was like,
talent.
she's in the same car as everybody else. Everybody else is sweaty.
That's
Her
because she's
hair
more
is
talented
fluffy.
than them. She can control her sweat.
She can control her sweat. Anyways, so yeah, that was my big thing.
Yes. And for everyone listening, if you're just listening to this one, we did 1974.
Yep.
It's hard not to compare them because we are at the end of each one going to tag on which one we think is better. But
Mm.
2003 Leatherface, he is creepy. Don't get me wrong. I would scream like a prepubescent church choir soloist doing Oh Holy Night with either one. So
That's super specific.
I just say that this is still a creepy, big, menacing dude.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but it just didn't give off the same vibe as 1974
Yeah.
Leatherface. That's
No.
it. When Leatherface takes Kemper's body to begin to make a new mask out of him, he hears something hit the bottom of the tub where Kemper is hooked upside down. Leatherface picks up a small black box. Opening it, he discovers a ring meant for Aaron. So yeah, we do get a lot more
Mhm.
story here. We are getting, and it kind of makes you care a little bit more about these guys.
Yeah, not a lot, but you care a
No.
little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he got what he deserved. I stand by my comment. Meanwhile, Sheriff Hoyt arrives at the mill and disposes of the hitchhiker's body, wrapping her in cellophane and putting her in the trunk, in which he drives away and tells the youth to leave. I love the whole sheriff interaction. He was, there
He was
could
so
not be
gross.
a bigger red. Oh,
He was
Taga,
so
he
gross.
was more uncomfortable than Leatherface.
1,000,000%.
Yeah, he was creepy. Like
He
his
was so
comments.
creepy. He was groping a corpse.
I know it's so gross.
And then he made a comment about her being wet down there,
Yeah,
and
what
what
have you
did
boys
they
been
do?
doing with her? Like, oh, that's so
I was like,
wrong.
"Did you oh god." Like, it was ew. So, actually, I think I
He
made that
was
note.
the creep factor of this movie,
Oh
not
my god, yeah.
Leatherface. He was the
There
that's
was only
disturbing.
one moment where I was creeped out by Leatherface, and it hasn't hit yet, so we'll get there. But, like, honestly, the sheriff was the creepiest thing about this
Oh
movie.
yeah, yeah.
100%.
Every time he was on the screen,
Oh my god, it
and
just
he
it
just oozed danger, like
100%.
stranger danger. Not
And I
yeah,
and I think that's why I had such a hard time with them not fighting back against the sheriff,
yeah.
because I was like, "Are you not seeing the red flags? Are you not seeing how he is not okay?"
the car pulled in and the one headlight was missing. Like the
Car pulled in, he pulled out cellophane
yeah. Yeah, he
to
did put
wrap
in the
a
back.
dead body,
The 2
not a body
kids,
bag.
Andy and Morgan put her in the back of the because
Yeah,
he barked at them to get her in the
to not put her in the
they
back
were
seat
gonna put her in the
after
back seat, and he was like,
he
"What the
said he had a lot
fuck
of
is
respect
wrong?"
for the dead. He has
Yes.
a lot of respect for the dead.
He
And then he
yells
was
at
like,
them.
"Don't put her in the back seat, put her in the trunk. Don't put that mess in there." And it was like, "Wow." But yeah, no, he was a walking super red flag. Like,
And Lee Remy, who played this guy, is apparently supposed to be a very nice man. A
I can
very
believe that.
yeah, but man, did he whew,
He was disconcerting.
yes,
But I
very.
can tell you right now, as a woman, if I was standing next to the car while the sheriff was doing his thing, that exact thing, I'd be like, "Mhm, mhm, mhm. We're getting the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah.
We are not safe in this county.
No, no, we go
We
into the
need to
next county.
leave."
Yeah. We'll send an Uber back for dipshits.
Yep. Fuck them. We're gone.
Meanwhile, Sheriff oh, no, I already did this. Yeah. No, he was funny, like in a psychopathic haha kind of way. Um, Aaron arrives and finds that Kemper is still missing. Yeah, because she was done, couldn't find him, figured
Mhm.
he was a dick and just went back to the fan and just left her there, but finds that he's not there. Andy and Aaron go back to Monty's house where Aaron distracts him while Andy searches for Kemper. I was more team Morgan and Pepper. Great friends, Andy and Aaron. Great
Yep.
girlfriend. I'd be gone.
Uh-huh.
Jessica Beal is not that hot. No, after the sheriff, after that house, no, no, no.
Also, can we point out that the reason why Kemper is dead is because he walked into a house that was not his.
Yeah, snooping around. Democrat, probably
He
from
just walked
California.
right in.
And it's Texas. God, people, it's fucking Texas. Actually, there's a lot of states you could say that about,
This is
but
very true.
it is Texas. And it was a creepy house.
Mhm.
It didn't even look like it had a road or
Yep.
driveway leading up the fucking thing. Yeah. Wouldn't be go
Yep.
snooping in
Nope.
someone's fucking house. Monty realizes Andy is inside and summons Leatherface, who attacks him with his chainsaw. Aaron escapes and runs through the woods, but Leatherface cuts Andy's leg off. Okay, so Monty realizes Andy is in the house, and that
Yep.
is a great line. You're so dead, you don't even know it. That was a great delivery, and it was like, ooh.
Yep.
And then he starts banging his that's what
Kane.
was it? Cane on the floor, telling him to come get him, boy. And it kind of looks like he's talking to Andy to come at him,
Yeah.
but he was calling on Leatherface.
Yeah. When he said, like,
Um,
come get it, boy, come get it. And I was like, it does. Because you know what? Sometimes when you're about to scrap with someone,
yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
let's do it. Come get it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
ready. So
And they're
I
kind
thought
of looking
that
at
was
him
too.
like,
But then I
what
was
the
like, oh,
fuck is
wait.
going on? Yeah, they're not. Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
what he's doing.
Yeah. It's like, get it.
You see that little eye thing on the
Yeah.
wall start moving around. Leatherface comes out with the chainsaw. Again, intimidating, but not like the 74 when Leatherface swung open the door and started chasing Pam. Uh, what happens? Oh, this is where we get to the Andy blocks Leatherface and tells no,
Hmm.
Aaron locks Leatherface and shuts the door behind her, and he Charles through the door. Andy
Yeah.
tells Aaron to run, and he blocks
Mm.
the chainsaw with his little oh,
Eventually, because he had the tire iron.
tire iron. Yes,
Yeah. So he
yeah.
starts to run. He
Aaron's gone.
falls.
Yeah, he falls.
Aaron closes the door. His tire iron is stuck underneath Monty's
Oh,
wheelchair,
Monty. Yeah, he puts
his
his
the
wheel
wheel
on it.
on his wheelchair.
Yeah,
Andy, like a fucking moron, lays there struggling with his tire iron
I'd be gone.
while Leatherface is chainsawing through a door that Aaron, like a fucking moron, is leaning up against. If these two had just stood up and ran,
Yeah, they might
they'd
have
both
made
be
it.
alive.
Yeah, but Leatherface chases Andy out to the laundry, and that
Yeah.
was a lot of bed sheets.
Can I tell you when there was, oh, he's gonna run through the sheets. Okay, fine. Classic movie trope. Cool. I was like, how many sheets?
It's a
Like,
lot of
no
bed
offense,
sheets.
this house was not the cleanest house. Why are
No.
there so many goddamn bed sheets that were washed?
Doesn't mean they can't have a clean bed.
It felt like he had been running for fucking ever. And I was like, this is excessive.
That was excessive for that many. Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
they were
it
going around in circles.
yes, and it was ridiculous because I was like, how many fucking lines of bed sheets are hanging?
Yeah.
Like, I understand it's very
Too much.
classic. It's too much.
Yeah. Although when Leatherface came out of the porch door,
Yeah.
chainsaw first, and the door just explodes as he's that was cool.
Mm,
Poor Andy gets the chainsaw right through his leg.
yeah.
And that looked like it hurt.
Yeah,
And then
as it
Leatherface
should.
picks him up, and Andy doesn't say it, but I bet he regrets telling Aaron to run and staying behind and blocking.
Yeah. I bet he regrets trying to fight to get the tire iron back as opposed to
Yeah.
just standing up and running
Yeah.
while Aaron was holding those doors closed.
He's probably like, I should have just ran.
Yeah.
Leatherface carries him to the basement and hangs him on a meat hook with his feet hanging over piano, where he rubs salt on Andy's stump of a leg before wrapping it in butcher paper and tying it with human hair. Now, this was a lot more graphic than the 74 version of the
Yes.
meat hook. Yes. And it was like,
It's
damn.
gross.
Yeah, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah,
The
man.
the piano was underneath him in case he decided he can get up and then he'll hear the piano keys. And yeah, he's a clever little Leatherface. Leatherface carries him to the. Oh, I already did that. Aaron makes it to the mill and tries to escape in the van. And as you're watching, you're like, finally.
Mm,
No key, but she tries to hotwire it. But you're like, yes. But the sheriff shows up, and after finding marijuana, orders Aaron, Morgan, and Pepper to go out of the van. The sheriff gives Morgan the gun he took from the hitchhiker and tells Morgan to reenact how she killed herself, the girl at the beginning. Morgan, scared and disturbed by the sheriff's demeanor and under pressure by Aaron and Pepper, attempts to shoot the sheriff. Aaron is actually telling him not to do it. Pepper's telling him to
yeah.
do it.
Aaron is very I don't know why Aaron still has mind you, Aaron didn't have the previous interaction with the cop
That's
or with
right.
the
She didn't.
sheriff.
Yeah.
She wasn't there for that. So I can understand why the other two are kind of like, you're fucking weird. But still, Aaron is like, you've just seen, like, you just got almost killed. And you're telling the sheriff that you almost got killed. And then he starts talking about a joint. And then he orders you to get on the ground. And you're just like, okay. And you're like, I feel like you should insist a little harder. But this was also one of my scenes where I was like, fuck you, Jessica Biel. Fuck you. Because in the car, she's sobbing. Then the minute the cop says get out of the car, she's not sobbing.
No,
She's not crying. She doesn't even really look that sad.
no. She looks
I was like,
great.
you were having an emotional breakdown literally 5 seconds ago. And now that's all done.
Again, that's talent.
Is it talent?
Yeah. To be that emotionless.
Or is it just I forgot that I'm supposed to be acting right now? I think it's more like I forgot. But it's
Would you
fine.
pull the trigger?
Um, I would have pulled the trigger immediately. I
Yeah.
also would not have gotten into the back of that car. I
No.
also would not have picked up the gun from him. What I would have done is tried to get someone to distract him for a hot second and then hit him over the head with some big piece of metal.
Yeah, they could have just rushed him.
Hid his body in the mill somewhere, gotten the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah, because Aaron's telling him not to do it. Pepper's like, fuck that, shoot him.
Yeah, Pepper's like, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. I'm like, good for you. But first make sure
Yeah.
that the gun is loaded.
Would I have pulled the trigger? Actually, I would have been gone. I would have walked the fuck to the main road, like if I was like them and been halfway to Austin, doing sexual favors for a ride. I don't give a fuck. I would have made a side hand jobs for a ride to Austin. I would not stick around that place. No
Mind
way.
you, I will tell you right now, I wouldn't have to do that because I would have tackled Aaron, taken the keys from her,
Mm,
and been like, y'all motherfuckers walk back. I'm out.
yeah.
Look me up when you get back to Austin.
Yep. Morgan pulls the trigger, only to find the gun is unloaded. Sheriff Hoyt handcuffs Morgan and drives him to the Hewitt house. a drive which includes a brutal beating, leaving the girls in the van where they are attacked by Leatherface. Pepper runs but is cut in half by Leatherface chainsaw. I already forgot that part because she decides to take off anyways, doesn't she? Aaron is like, "Fuck it, we're gone."
No, because Leatherface is trying to get into the car. So, and
Oh,
Aaron,
I thought the wheels fell
no,
off.
no,
Or
Aaron's
that
in the front
later.
seat. She's trying to use her knife
Yeah.
to turn the key, and then it breaks. And then Pepper is behind her holding the flashlight and shaking
Oh, and she
really hard.
says, "Keep it
And she
steady."
says,
Yeah.
"Sweetie, you have to hold that really steady for me." And then miraculously, Pepper loses all of her nerves and all of her anxiety, and she holds that amazingly perfectly. And then Leatherface shows up and he starts chainsawing through the roof of the van, and he
Right.
reaches his arm in, and I think he grabs hold of Aaron, and
Yeah.
then that's when Pepper like takes off. So Leatherface goes after her and then cuts her in half.
Right. Yeah. Because during this time, also, this is when we flat go to back to the Hewitt house, and Andy's
Mm,
trying to lift himself off the meat hook.
yeah.
Yeah. FYI, he doesn't. He
No.
fails
No, he
and
does not.
impales himself further. Not impale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, impale. Yeah. Okay. So Aaron also sees that Leatherface is wearing Kemper's face over his own.
That's the moment that freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, a very creepy Leatherface.
That was a
Totally
super
gross.
like, when
Hats
he
off to
turns
the effects
around,
team.
I was like, "Oh my god, that's Kemper's face," because it looked like his face too,
It looked like it, yes.
but just a
Very
little
gross, very
distorted,
realistic. Yeah, it looked like Kemper.
and it was
It
just
was
kinda
cool.
hanging on his
Yeah,
face, and I was like,
because I was
"Oh
like, "Wait a
god."
second. Ugh, that's
Yeah,
Kemper." But it's not Kemper.
that was great, and that was the only
It's his
time I found
face.
Leatherface, like, unnerving.
Yes. Yeah, that was yeah. Erin manages to escape and hides in a nearby trailer with two women inside who offer her tea to try to soothe her. I totally forgot about these trailer trash wackadoos too.
Me
Uh,
too.
The two women, a morbidly obese middle aged woman known only as the Tea Lady, and a younger woman named Henrietta, whom is presumably her daughter, who, bravo, looks like Jedediah.
Mm,
Like, looks very much like Jedediah. They act strange, and after they tell Aaron they don't have a phone for her to call for help, a telephone in the trailer rings, and Henrietta picks up and tells someone on the other end that she's here. Aaron discovers they have kidnapped a child when she sees the baby with them. Is the same child in the photograph with the woman who committed suicide earlier in the van.
mhm.
Yes, if you've seen the slimmer plot 74 version, this 2003 version does have a lot more going on in it.
Yeah, they added a lot more family members.
And acted well, like the one like, oh my. It's like they're very creepy.
No, they were super duper creepy, and it was really funny to see the, like, juxtaposition between the 2 characters where it's like you have this one the younger woman who looks almost emaciated, all of her clothing is in muted tones, she
Hmm.
looks unkempt, all of this, and then you see the tea lady who's a very voluminous woman,
Hmm.
and she's dressed in brighter colors, and she is very well put together,
Yeah.
clean, her hair is styled, she's wearing glasses, she's reading a book, and you're just sitting there going, like, it's quite the difference between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
They're living in this house, which even the house itself had a little bit like, there was, like, darker muted tones and then brighter tones, and it
Yeah.
was really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Aaron wakes up at the Hewitt house surrounded by the Hewitt family. Leatherface, his mother, Luda May, the store owner from the beginning, Sheriff Hoyt, Uncle Monty, and the little boy Jedediah. Actually, Jedediah was outside trying to get in, and
Yeah,
Grandma
Jedediah
was
had
like,
been locked out.
yeah, for being bad. Luda May tells Aaron that her excuse for her son Thomas's actions was that her son was tormented by teenagers and that she felt no one cared for her family besides themselves. Aaron is taken to the basement where she finds Andy. She tries to help him off the meat hook, but when he sees he will land on the piano keys and alert Leatherface, he begs her to kill him, which she does. And though she
Yes.
suffers severe emotional trauma. This is the plot saying stuff, not me.
I have a few things. So,
Oh,
when
let me guess. You didn't like her trauma performance.
I mean, it was fine. It wasn't inspired or anything, but I mean, it was serviceable. But when she wakes up, she's between the sheriff's legs,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and he's got sock suspenders,
yeah.
but no pants on.
No pants on.
And I was like, that adds
He's
to your
just in his
creep level,
tidy
sir.
whities. Oh,
Yeah. He's just sitting there in like his uniform shirt, tidy whities, black socks with suspenders, the little
yep.
like sock suspenders. And I'm just like, this is so, there's a level of ick
And he's rubbing her
happening right here.
hair, and yeah,
Yeah. He's like, no, you're fine. You're not going anywhere. And it's like, ew. And
yeah.
she's just like, please, please, please let me go. And they're like, no.
Because I'm
And then
pretty
they
sure
throw her.
down the stairs. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
the hitchhiker at the beginning, when she was talking about he's a bad man, I don't think she was
Yeah.
talking about Leatherface.
No,
She was
I don't
talking
think so
about the
either
sheriff.
because she was still alive.
Yeah,
That's the big thing. She was still alive.
she was
So
still
I don't
alive.
I think she was talking about the sheriff.
Yeah.
They throw Jessica Beal down into the basement, and of course the basement has, like half a foot of water in it. So she ends up soaking wet. And oh look, wet t-shirt. Surprise.
Very, yeah, very,
Yeah, shocking.
very good scene.
I did feel bad for
Andy.
Andy. Uh it made me sad when he died because I was like, honestly, you're probably the only one I really wanted to live. But it's fine.
Yes, I did feel bad for Andy. He was a pretty because he was kind of a
And then Aaron, I kinda liked him, and then
yeah,
he was dead. Aaron killed him because he asked her to,
yeah.
which I was like, "I
And
appreciate that." Like, he's still, "I want you to get out alive, I can't do this."
yeah. And she did seem emotional about it, as you do. I do when I off a friend. I
Yeah.
don't just throw friends and children to danger or ultimate demise for my own survival or protection and not feel anything. I'm not a monster. She
You're
finds
just a
Morgan, then she
survivalist,
finds
that's it.
yeah, yeah, I'm a survivalist.
Yeah, yeah,
Then she finds Morgan still handcuffed, and Jedediah leads them out of the house. Jedediah rejects Aaron's pleas to come with them and distracts Leatherface long enough for them to escape. Yeah, was he missing his tongue?
I don't think he was missing his tongue, but remember he got hit in the car with
Oh
that
yeah, that's right.
bottle,
Yeah, he
and,
missed got a
like,
few teeth.
a few teeth popped out, and he probably
Yeah,
cut his tongue. I don't think he was missing his tongue, I could be wrong, we don't know for sure, but he does
yeah,
pop out of that bathtub pretty enthusiastically.
yeah. I would too. Aaron and Morgan find an abandoned house in the woods and barricade themselves in, as if
Mm,
that would work. Leatherface breaks in and discovers Aaron, but Morgan attacks Leatherface, causing him to drop his chainsaw. Morgan grabs at him and wrestles him, but Leatherface is too heavy and easily lifts Morgan upwards onto a chandelier before releasing him, and Morgan gets tangled in the chandelier by his handcuffs. Leatherface picks up his chainsaw and slices it up into Morgan's groin, killing him.
yeah.
And if you're listening and are like, didn't Aaron trying to help them? Yes, she proceeded to girl slap this 6'8", 400-pound behemoth, and it was open hand slaps.
Yeah, here's the thing though, Erin always tries to save them
Yeah, she doesn't do a very
for,
good
like,
job at it.
30 seconds, and then she's
Yeah,
like, guess it didn't work," and then she starts running.
yeah, because she was in the corner when he was getting chainsawed.
Yeah.
Morgan 100% redeems his cowardice, though,
Oh, yeah.
but at what price? Like being chainsawed from balls upward, way too high of a price. He did probably die fairly quick. Although
Yeah.
Leatherface stopped to go after Aaron, because Aaron, like you said, was fucking gone before Morgan was even dead.
This is a pattern for her. Like, it's
Yeah,
really starting to, like, as soon as they're like, "Okay, I'm gonna help you for a little bit, and now I'm gonna take off running.
yeah. I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, we should see
If
other
you
people.
live, great. If you don't,
Mm,
well,
yeah,
it's nice
call me
knowing you."
because it is possible. Because like he just chainsawed him a bit and went. He could have woke up in a minute or two. That would have sucked.
I don't think so, because there's a lot of, like, blood vessels in that area, and there's a
Yeah,
lot
he
of
probably would have
bleeding
bled
that
out
can
really
happen.
quick. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's probably better that way. Aaron runs out of the shack and escapes through the woods. Leatherface trips and cuts his leg while pursuing her. Aaron stumbles upon a slaughterhouse and hides inside. Did you like this part, this cat and mouse part?
I fucking hated it.
I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't. Like, this part could have been cut.
There was too much chase.
Yeah, there was
But
a
like,
lot of chase.
don't get me wrong, I know that there needed to be chase. I get
It's
it.
better than the chase in 74. Like, there's a lot less
It
screaming.
was
Thank
quieter,
God.
hallelujah, praise Jesus.
Yeah.
But I was like watching her go into the cold room with all the like
All
cow
the
and
cows.
yeah, and then like hiding between the cows. I'm like, girl, keep running. Get out. Don't just stand there.
Well, she
Because
beat
the
him out. Why she didn't just close the door and lock it?
right. But then the side of beef doesn't go all the way to the ground. Do you think
Yeah.
he's not gonna go looking for your feet?
Yeah.
I'm like, but anyways, that's just my own personal thing where I was just like, why are you stopping? Keep running. Get out. Lock him in somewhere. Do something. But it was too much chasing and it reminded me too much of the sheets and the running through the sheets.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was too long, it was too much, and it harkened back to that. And because of that, this scene will never get respect because there were too many sheets. So I'm like, this is just like running through the sheets.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah. They could have done without this.
Oh, 100%.
A deadly game of cat and mouse. There you go. Inside the factory ensues, and Aaron manages to hide in a locker. Leatherface opens the locker across from her, and she attacks him with a meat cleaver and chops off his right arm. Girl slaps for Morgan, chops the shit out of his arm when it came to like her safety.
Because when it comes to her safety, it's the only safety that matters.
Yeah, well, she is Jessica Beal.
She is your soulmate.
Yeah.
Throw everyone else in front of the killer and just run.
Oh, she is my soulmate.
Yep.
I should DM her.
I mean, there have been rumors about her marriage.
Oh,
I
to
don't
Justin Timberlake, who doesn't really like girls
Justin Timberlake, who
or likes lots of girls.
if the quote from Britney Spears' new memoir is correct, Justin Timberlake, who has a very itty bitty peepee.
Oh, poor Justin Timberlake. And he
Honestly, I feel kind of I
still got
know.
Jessica Biel.
He really did.
Oh, then that bodes well for me. She can't be even more disappointed.
Facts.
And we have a
Facts.
lot
But
more in common.
you should probably talk to your wife about that though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure
remember
she's not
her?
worried.
You should for reals though, can you just have like a conversation with your wife? Just be
Yeah.
like, look, we figured out Jessica Biel is my soulmate. So I
Yeah.
just want to prepare you.
Yeah. You only
And
get
then
one. You only get
just
one soulmate.
just tell me how long she laughs for.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Anywho.
we can tell she's not watching this episode live because I can't hear her laughing up there. So Aaron runs outside and flags down a trucker, whom she tries to convince to go away from the Hewitt house, but he stops to find help at an eatery. Aaron sees Luda May and watches as Sheriff Hoyt arrives and talks to the trucker. Sheriff Hoyt was already inside because it was
Mm,
like him and Henrietta are a couple. It looks like they're raising the baby together or something
yeah.
weird. Who knows with that family? Aaron sees Henrietta watching over the kidnapped baby in the high chair. When Henrietta walks outside to join Luda May and Sheriff Hoyt, whom are talking to the truck driver, Aaron sneaks the baby out of the eatery and hotwires the sheriff's car before running him over repeatedly until he is dead. That part was kind of cool.
I like that part. That
Yeah.
part was great. Also, I when I was watching it, I realized that Jessica Biel, when she gets into the truck, she's behaving almost exactly the same
Yes.
as
Even
the
when they get to
hitchhiker from the
the
beginning.
meat
Yep.
factory. Yeah. I just want to go home. Don't take
I
me
just
back.
want to go
Yeah, it
home. Don't
was
take me back there. The bad man's there. I'm like, beautiful. Keep it going.
Leatherface appears in the road and tries to stop her, but Aaron and the baby escape unharmed. That was I did think that was kind of cool. I forgot all about that. I wasn't expecting that
Yeah.
chainsaw to hit. Then we go to the police archive, which continues to play where it left off in the beginning. The officers inspect the basement, noting the hanging meat hooks when suddenly one of the officers is grabbed and severely beaten. A blurred figure viciously shakes the camera, and the other police officers heard screaming. The narrator states that the crime scene was not properly secured by the Travis County Police. 2 investigating officers were fatally wounded that day. This is the only known image of Thomas Hewitt, the man they call Leatherface. The case today still remains open. Oh, and when they were dragging Andy down the stairs, when Leatherface was
Yeah.
dragging him down, you did
Yeah.
see him scratch, and that was gross. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
I
Okay, so that
appreciate that.
is the 2003 version. What is your score for this movie?
Stream it. It's a fun movie. It has its issues. Quite a few of them has its issues. But if for nothing else, it's a great movie for mocking. It's a great movie for like the rolling your eyes, cracking a joke. It was relatively entertaining, and there were some moments that were super gory and a little gross. But overall, you don't leave it feeling uncomfortable, or you don't leave it with an ick. Like you're not.
No, a
You're
regular horror
okay.
movie.
It's a regular horror movie, a nice
Yeah.
little fluff, a nice popcorn horror movie. Like it's fun to watch. It's kind of nice. I care a little bit more about the characters, so I'm a little sad when some of them die. But I mean, it's a fun horror movie, and if you want something fun to do on a Friday night with some friends, scream it, have a good laugh.
All right. My score. They wanted to be different yet pay homage, and they did that. This is not the same movie. They didn't just redo the same movie. They took the original story, filled in a plot, added some characters, added some purpose. I wrote this down, but now reading it, more objective to the why, like making it a completely different movie, but still remembering the original movie. So as a movie, it's well acted at times. It's well shot. It's directed good. It looks great. It's got some gore by the numbers, jump scares, but still some jump scares. And you got a fun horror movie. I had fun watching this movie. I wasn't looking at my watch or anything, but where they go into the meat factory, that could have been sliced a little thinner. That you're right. The scene with all the bed sheets, that could have been a little thinner. It was disturbing and intense at times. It's not as gory as I remember, but 20 years later, some new Evil Deads, a remake, some Piranha movies, Shark movies, Ghost Laters. It's still gory. It's just not as gory as I thought. This is worth a rental. Be better if it was on discount rental on a Halloween night. Yeah, I would say a discount rental. I had fun.
Yeah.
It's a horror movie. There's no ickiness when you just like any regular horror movie. It was just fun, and you're not creeped out.
Yeah,
watching it.
It's not unsettling.
No, it's just a
so
regular horror movie.
It's a regular like popcorn horror movie where you're just like, yeah, it's fun to watch. Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, the sheriff almost gets you there. He is the most creepiest thing in this friggin' movie, and he almost gets you there.
Any
But
scene with the
Leatherface,
sheriff
yeah,
but here's the thing: the sheriff is not the main bad guy
No.
in this movie.
Nope.
It's supposed to be Leatherface's movie, so I feel like that's almost a miss. That I'm more uncomfortable and I'm more afraid of the sheriff than of Leatherface.
Yeah,
So
which was weird
that's
because he was big and he was
yeah.
menacing.
No, like Leatherface was a good Leatherface in this
Yeah.
movie.
But he was a monster with a
Yeah.
purpose, and he took direction. Where 74 one, no, he was
No.
he was unsettling, and he was
Yeah. So like I feel like that was a bit of an issue for me where I'm like, it's a passable fun movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a stream and a discount rental. Okay, so you've just watched the 2003, the 1974. Which one is better? Which one did you like better? Which is the better movie? Which one's more rewatchable?
Okay, 1974 is the better movie. 2003 is the more watchable movie. I can watch the 2003 more often than I could possibly watch the 1974. because the 1974 just makes me feel icky and uncomfortable and kind of vomity. And I'm like, no, I don't want to watch that again. Incredible. I don't want to watch that again. 2003, a little light, a little fluffy, still entertaining, very rewatchable. But if we're picking the better one, 1974 is the better one.
I said these are wildly different movies. 2003 is a horror movie, and I actually wrote 1974 is a movie experience.
Mhm.
That's why I was excited when you said experience. 2003 has the better acting, if you can believe it. More
I
gore,
can.
great effects, looks great, good rewatch value for a horror movie.
Yes.
1974 is an experience you cannot find very often. The acting is not great. The effects, there's no effects, they're non-existent since it all happens off screens.
Mhm.
Yet 74 was fucking creepy and engaging. I like both. I'm trying to think of an experience like 74, but like Evil Dead 2 or Evil Dead 2013, A Quiet Place, The Descent, or that movie where they go make the porno in the 70s, X,
Oh.
where they go make a porn movie out in this, and then people just start getting offed. And it just came out. They just made a sequel called Pearl that
Yeah.
is about the actual killer. But yeah, they go to make a 70s porn movie out in this farmhouse, and then people start getting yeah,
Nice.
it's a great movie. But these are like A Quiet Place and The Descent,
Yeah.
where there's an experience. Doesn't mean they're perfect or the greatest. It's just
No.
A Quiet Place is like because there's no sound in that fucking movie. It's weird.
Well, the 1974 Texas Chainsaw made me feel more intensely than the 2003.
Yes.
It
Yeah,
made
which is
it
weird.
it so weird, because even though visually I like 2003 better,
Yeah.
even story-wise, I like 2003 better.
Yeah.
It's a
You
little
just
crowded in
can't.
the story, but I
Yeah.
mean, it works, it makes
Yep.
sense. But 1974 unsettles me more, and it
Yes.
left me with a feeling in my gut. When I finished 2003, I finished 2003. Like, the movie was done, the credits came up, and I was like, "Oh, okay, great, we're done."
Yeah.
1974, I needed to take a break.
Oh yeah. It
Like,
was
I
like
needed
yeah.
to walk away from my TV, I needed to make some coffee.
There
I
was
was
some
like,
thought.
I'm gonna have to breathe a little bit before I go into 2000, because that was a lot."
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely, and regardless of whether or not you like horror, 1974 hits you a lot deeper than 2003 does.
Yeah.
But 2003 is definitely a more fun, watchable movie.
Yeah.
It's lighter. It's lighter on your feelings, lighter on your like soul. You're just like, you can walk away from that because you're like, creepy sheriff. Most women have met one. So
Yeah.
we're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Still super gross.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, surprisingly, 1974. But I did enjoy 2003. Like you said, it's you
Yeah.
just can't deny the experience of watching 1974.
1974 hit me harder.
Yeah,
That's all it is. It had more of an impact on me.
yeah,
And I didn't realize it had an impact on me until I was done watching it. Because
and yeah,
initially I was like, "Oh god, this is gonna be terrible." And then as soon as the first kill hits, I'm just like, "Oh, oh, oh god, oh Jesus."
yeah,
And then you walk out of it and you're just like, "I need to take a breath." And there was more gore in 2003, but it didn't have the same impact.
no, to the almost no gore at all
Yeah,
into 1974. And we're only talking about 2003 because we're doing this podcast. I was talking about 1974 before we came on to do this podcast. I wasn't talking about 2003. I was thinking about 1974. I wasn't thinking about 2003. I was more affected by
yeah.
1974 and its creepy ass fucking Leatherface.
Like,
No,
really true
it's
story. Like, 1974 will fuck you up.
which
2003
is
will entertain
a
you.
testament. Yeah, 2003 will entertain. Yeah, and that's why I think everyone should watch 1974. It's an experience, man.
It is, it's a film experience. The only person I wouldn't recommend watching 1974 is someone who's really uncomfortable with violence. Like, if you
Yeah,
are not okay with violence, this is not the movie for you.
no,
But I
no, not at
mean,
all.
if you can handle violence, I think this is a movie everybody should watch, because honestly, You learn a lot about filmmaking, you learn a lot about storytelling, because even with the crappy script in the beginning that don't make no goddamn sense,
No.
it still leads you
It
to
still
an
gets you from point A to point
yeah,
B.
it gets you from point A to point B clumsily, but it gets you there. And then after that, once you're from point B to point C, which is the end, there's just so much in there that affects you so deeply,
Yeah.
and, like, you don't even realize it's happening until it's done.
Yeah. And you're like, it's like that one review, like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah. You walk away and you're like, "I need to digest this shit."
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I need to walk away, I need to sit outside for a little bit because that was intense, and you don't even realize it's intense because it sneaks up on you, and then at the end of the movie, you're sitting there going, "I think I might need to throw up. Let me think about this."
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, 1974.
Even though
Yeah.
these 2 movies are very similar, they're also very, very different.
Yes. Yeah.
Similar content, very different impact.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you for sticking with us. If you are going to the next Chainsaw movie, the same ending will be tacked on. If you're going to watch the next pod, the ending will be the same. But anything you want to add?
No, other than I probably won't watch a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie for a while now.
Actually, see, I was going to go on and watch the sequel to the 2003 one with the same
No.
sheriff and actually it's the same cast, the weirdos,
Yeah?
exact the trailer ladies, the mother,
Uh,
the same sheriff, everything.
I'm done with creepy for right now. I'm done
All
with the
right.
unsettling. I'm good.
Well, then, thank you for joining us. And until the next movie we remember liking. Bye.
Bye.
Congratulations. You just had one of your childhood movie memories vindicated. Or they just eviscerated it. I don't know. This is a generic one-size-fits-all type of ending to the podcast. So thank you for listening, and please join Anna and Jimmy next time for another episode of the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. If you dare to go back and watch that movie you remember liking,